I titled this video Secured Credit Cards Explained, but I'm not going to spend this entire video defining what a secured credit card is and an unsecured credit card. Because if you watch my videos, I know you know the difference between the two. But just quickly to go over, basically a secured credit card, you need to put a security deposit down somewhere starting from $200 and up in order to get the card. And these cards are designed for people that have either no credit or bad credit. So this helps a person establish a credit card account where they can start building credit history. And of course, an unsecured credit card is when you open a line of credit where you don't need to have a security deposit. Sometimes this type of credit card will have an annual fee, and so will certain secured credit cards. But what I'm explaining in this video today is the different types of secured credit cards out there, because it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. People in different credit situations need a different type of secured credit card. So that's what I'll be going over in this video today. Also, I'm announcing or telling you about how I recently was able to speak with somebody from Chase, a person that actually is an individual that puts out the different credit card offers that Chase has. As you know, I've told you that I've been involved in the credit industry since 2002. So from time to time, I have a great opportunity to speak to individuals that really make up all the different credit card offers that you see, that you come into contact with. So having met this person last week, it was a really good opportunity to bring up the subject of secured credit cards, because I've heard from you guys over the years on how you would like to have a Chase secured credit card, especially since many of you bank at Chase. So I just did a quick pitch because I had about 3 minutes to speak with him, and I just said, well, why not do something like Discover It's Secured card where they have a cashback card, maybe model it more towards maybe model it like the Chase Freedom card and offer that as a secured credit card, no annual fee, and then a card that graduates. And that would be a great opportunity to build brand loyalty like Capital One does, because many of you have been able to get Capital One cards with very low credit scores. And if they don't want to do a direct secured offer, they could offer a secured version of a credit card like the Chase Freedom card if someone gets denied for the Chase Freedom card. This is a way of getting a security deposit to secure the account in case Chase wasn't so sure if that person would be able to keep the account in good standing. And we'll see, maybe they'll reconsider doing something like that. I also want to put out there, even though they don't have any credit card offers for people with bad credit, they do tend to start approving people when they have fair credit, fair to good. When they're almost at good, this is the time where a lot of people can get approved for certain Chase credit cards, like the Amazon Visa cards or the Chase Freedom cards. So what I am going to be talking about in this video, if I'm not defining what a secured credit card is, and I'm not defining the whole video on what an unsecured credit card is, I'm talking about the key differences between different secured credit cards, because they are not all the same. There's going to be one that's going to be better for you. So I'll be going over the subtle differences between certain types of secured credit cards, and then you're going to understand, given the current situation you are with your credit, which type of secured credit card is going to be the best for you to apply for. Also, I have reviewed most of the best secured credit cards out there right now, and if you're not sure of which one is going to be right for you in your particular situation, check out the link below in the description. That's where you're going to find the link to my secured credit card playlist. You're going to see all the secured credit cards I have already reviewed, and you're going to learn more details about that particular card, and then that way you're going to have a better chance of getting approved and finding the right secured credit card that's going to fit your life. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about are secured credit cards with high fees. A lot of people think they have to pay a lot of money to get a secured credit card, but that isn't true anymore, and I am going to make a recommendation when you have a very, very low credit score, what secured card you can apply for and not have to pay high fees. Because if you see a secured credit card that is going to require you put $300 or $500 minimum deposit, something like that, they want you to pay an annual fee and a monthly maintenance fee. So you really do want to avoid that type of credit card, because you shouldn't have to pay a $75, $99 annual fee to have a secured credit card, and you shouldn't have to pay a monthly maintenance fee, because the OpenSky Visa card is basically the best possible secured card in the situation you are in right now. So if you have a horrible credit score, you do not have to, like in the past, get one of those secured credit cards. I just did a video talking about how to rebuild your credit when you have a very low credit score, a low 500 credit score. So if you're in that position, you should check out that video for a plan to help build up your credit score. But the good thing with the OpenSky Visa is that they only require you put a $200 security deposit down, and the annual fee is only $35, and there are 0 monthly maintenance fees. So if you have really bad credit and you need to rebuild credit history, avoid those high fee cards and take a look at OpenSky. One thing I want to explain about secured credit cards, and not everyone knows this, but you can get denied for secured credit card. Many people are under the impression because you are able to put down a security deposit down that you should get approved for that secured credit card. And in fact, there are secured credit cards that can deny you. One that does this often is the Discover It Secured card. That one tends to be a harder one to get, maybe the hardest secured credit card to get. But if you are a person with no established credit history or some positive credit history, these individuals actually find it easy, in fact, to get approved for the Discover It Secured card. So if you're in that situation, you should seriously consider Discover. But if you have a very low credit score, you've been through a lot of things like a recent bankruptcy, you have missed payments, charge-offs, you will find that the Discover It Secured card will be hard to get approved for. Capital One also does deny applicants if they're in that type of situation, but they tend to be more lenient than Discover. And they do have a tool that you can go to on their site, a pre-qualification application. You can fill that out. They'll give you a very good idea if you can get the Capital One secured card. And even if you can't get pre-qualified for the Capital One secured card, then I again recommend the OpenSky Visa, because that is a very easy to get approved secured credit card. So if you're learning about secured credit cards, things you didn't know about, and you found value in this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you could hit that like button, subscribe to CreditFast, and hit that bell notification if you want to see my latest videos. And if you think this video can help someone, make sure that you share it. Another thing to explain about secured credit cards is that many will put a hard credit inquiry on your credit report. The thinking might be, well, they're going to have your account secured, so there's no need for a credit check. But in fact, many secured credit cards do give you a hard credit inquiry on your credit report, and Discover It's Secured Card and Capital One Secured Card, they will give you hard credit inquiry. I really don't think hard credit inquiries are a bad thing as long as you get approved for that credit card offer. So if you know that the Discover It card is not right for you and you do try the Capital One pre-qualification and you get pre-qualified, I would do the application, and if you get approved, you most likely will get approved. That hard credit inquiry won't matter because it will, of course, drop your credit score, but you have this new account to help build your credit score up. So after a few months, at least by 4 months, that hard credit inquiry won't matter, and in fact, you'll be building up your credit score, and you will most likely have a credit score higher than when you started before. So don't let hard credit inquiries stop you. But there are a few secured credit cards that do not have hard credit inquiries, and one that doesn't is Open Sky. So if you absolutely want to avoid a hard credit inquiry, take a look at Open Sky. Okay, so if you already have secured credit cards that are helping you build your credit, let us know which one is your favorite one. And what do you think about Chase? Should they have a secured credit card? Let us know below. Another thing to explain about secured credit cards is something that a lot of people don't think about: their security deposit. They know they'll get their security deposit back, but they don't think about exactly when they're going to get it back. And there's two ways that happen. There are two types of secured credit cards that graduate and credit cards that don't graduate. When a secured card graduates, there's a period of time that you have, and they usually give you an estimation of how long that is. And if you keep your account in good standing, and any credit card accounts that you have in good standing, they will refund your security deposit, and you're free to keep that account open. Oftentimes you can product change, upgrade that account to another credit card that maybe earns rewards, and most of the time your credit card number will stay the same. So that's why a lot of people like to look at credit cards that graduate. But when you're rebuilding credit, there are still a lot of credit cards, secured credit cards, that are good and they don't graduate. And what you have to do is actually cancel your account in order to get your security deposit back. They will give it to you, but they will never upgrade your account to unsecured and refund your security deposit. So two cards that do that are the Capital One Secured Card and the Open Sky Visa. They are great credit cards to help rebuild your credit, but as long as you keep those accounts open, they hold on to your security deposit. One card that is really good with graduating is the Discover It's Secured Card. Typically, most people will get their security deposit back in 8 months, and the Discover It's Secured Card is a cashback credit card from day one, so you don't need to product change that to anything. You can product change it to the Discover It card that earns you 5% cash back in special categories, but that's up to you. There are other credit card companies that offer secured credit cards that graduate, and they'll give you an estimated time frame, but oftentimes they go way past that. I've heard of companies or credit cards where they'll say 18 months and somebody has this card 28 months later and they still haven't released the security deposit. So secured credit cards that graduate all end up being different, and I recently did a video on the 7 best secured credit cards that graduate. So if you like the idea of being able to open a secured credit card, have that card graduate, and keep that credit card open and not cancel it, then this is the type of secured credit card you should look into applying for. Okay, so now you know more about secured credit cards. I've explained different aspects of secured credit cards to help you make a better decision when you apply for one. If you think I did a good job, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.